Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Lamplight City. We are in the Spectre Society, a very spooky place that may have links to the disappearance of Charles Harris. There's some interesting things in this guest book, and now we're going to speak to Angela Maxwell, who runs this place, and see if we can find out any important clues. So let's look at the tarot cards first, and we'll go from there.
I never much cared for all that mystic stuff. Why should your life be dictated by a bunch of cards?
Good question. All right, Angela, time to speak.
Could I ask you about some things, Miss Maxwell?
Certainly, darling.
Thank you. Let's ask about the Spectre Society itself.
What can you tell me about the Spectre Society?
Where to begin? I formed this club 2 years ago, right after I moved to New Britannia. During our meetings, we discuss our experiences with paranormal phenomena and organize investigations.
What sort of investigations?
We look into places all around the city which have been reported as haunted. New Britannia is teeming with the spirits of those killed during the French and British takeovers of the city. Not only that, but there is a prevalence of mystic religious practices here in Gascon, brought over by immigrants from the Antilles.
Fascinating.
There are plenty of books on the subject over there in the bookcase, if you're interested in learning more.
Yeah, we might do that. Okay, kidnapping. No, let's ask about Linda Walker first.
I spoke with Henrietta Davis, and she mentioned one of your other members, Linda Walker. Can you tell me anything about her?
Linda. Poor dear. Of all our members, she is the one I feel for the most.
Why?
Why is that?
She's had a tragic life, but I believe the Spectre Society has helped her greatly. Not only has she made a good friend in Henrietta, she's also dealt with her grief in a positive way. She has devoured my collection of books, educated herself on many subjects. I would say she's become an expert on clairvoyance and metempsychosis. It's always nice to know that the club can help those who have suffered.
Do you see her often?
Yes, she comes by about once or twice a week.
Okay. Oh god, okay. We've got a lot of new things to ask about. Let's ask about the kidnapping.
Do you know anything about the kidnapping of Charles Harris?
I'm afraid I haven't heard anything about any kidnappings, darling. If you wish, I can commune with the spirits and see if I can help locate your missing person.
That won't be necessary, Miss Maxwell, though I appreciate the offer.
Okay, Linda and Henrietta.
What can you tell me about Linda and Henrietta's friendship?
It's so lovely to see them together at the meetings. They're practically inseparable. It's quite sweet. They often leave messages for each other in the guestbook. When Linda found out that Henrietta was taking care of an infant, she even gave her a toy bear for the child. I remember Linda lighting up with excitement when she asked about him. She really loves children. It's such a terrible shame about... But please, let's discuss something more pleasant, shall we, darling?
No. Shame about what?
I'm sorry, what was it you said? Madam Psy, what?
Metempsychosis, darling. It's a philosophical term which comes from ancient Greece. It refers to the transmigration of the soul after death.
Is that anything like reincarnation?
Essentially, yes. There's
Okay.
a book on the subject over in the bookcase, which can tell you far more than I possibly could.
Okay, theory time. Linda Walker has decided that Charles Harris is a reincarnation of her own child, which I'm guessing died. So she has kidnapped Charles Harris, thinking that it's her own son or her own child reincarnated. That's my new theory. We'll see. Linda's passed.
What's this tragic story about Linda you mentioned?
Oh, dear. I probably shouldn't say...
You probably should. I think you most definitely should. Know more about Linda could help me find a missing child. What, are you afraid the spirit... Let's go with this one.
Miss Maxwell, I'm going to be frank. I'm investigating a kidnapping, and Mrs. Walker is a person of interest. I need to know as much about her as possible to help me solve this case. Do I make myself clear?
Well, if it will help, Linda was married to a man named Thomas. Together, they had a son named Alexander. Thomas revealed himself to be a terribly cruel man. When he gave himself over to the drink, he would fly into rages and beat both Linda and the boy.
Oh no.
One day, she came home to find both her son and husband dead.
My God, what happened?
The police ruled it a murder-suicide. Poisoning, apparently. Linda has been trying to make contact with Alexander's spirit for the past year or so, but has had no luck. It really is a terrible tragedy.
And I'm guessing she thinks that Charles Harris is the reincarnation, or metempsychosis or whatever of her dead son.
Do you know Linda Walker's address?
I'm afraid not, darling. Linda has always been somewhat private, and that's not something I consider to be crucial information.
Do you know any way I can find her?
You could always come back for our next meeting. It will be the first Thursday of next month.
That's a bit far
By
away.
then we'll have completely lost track of Charles. There has to be another way of finding Linda.
Yeah, there must be. Someone must know.
What made you decide to start up this club?
I began communing with the spirits at a very early age. My twin sister, Rachel, died after falling into an icy pond when we were 8 years old.
I'm very sorry, Miss Maxwell.
Oh, I appreciate your sympathy, darling, but don't feel too bad. Rachel began speaking to me shortly after that. She has served as my spirit guide ever since.
Spirit guide? You mean you still speak with her?
Oh, yes. Every day. In fact, I was just speaking with her before you arrived. As I grew older, I realized there were others in the world who were also able to communicate with spirits, and those who had an interest in what lies beyond the ether. And so, once I moved to New Britannia, I decided to start up this club so we could gather and share our experiences.
Do you suppose she can hear what I'm saying? Hey, Angela, try a bit less eyeshadow, would you? You look like a purple raccoon.
Oh my god.
No,
Bill.
Clearly a fraud. Ah, well.
She seems like a nice enough person, though. That's my first impressions. I don't think she's involved in any way.
I was wondering,
Yes?
when you communicate with the spirits, are you able to stop?
If I wish them to leave me, yes. I bid them farewell, and they usually depart back into the ether.
What about the more persistent ones?
You do remember I'm right here, don't you?
Well, just between you and me. Those spirits are best dealt with by having the other kind of spirits. Quiets them right down.
I prefer soporific myself.
Oh? You hear the voices of the spirits as well, Mr. Fordham.
Sort of.
But of course, now the reason for your visit to the Spectre Society is obvious. Do you see? All our paths eventually become clear. I'm glad yours has brought you here.
Sure.
Oh, wonderful. Now she started rhyming. Don't get any funny ideas about telling her about me. She may be a lunatic, but that's no reason to expose yourself as one too.
But I don't think she's a lunatic. Let's not for now.
Thank you for the information. It was very enlightening.
It was my pleasure, darling.
We'll keep that card up our sleeves, shall we, for the time being. So, let's have another look at this guest book.
There's quite a few members in this group.
See if there's a clue anywhere about the address. So it's Linda Walker. Oh, no, I didn't want to.
There's quite a few members.
Linda Walker. Linda, looking forward to having you over at the Manor next week. Come around 8 p.m. and you can meet Charlie. Henrietta. Now, Henrietta is Mrs. Davis. She invited Linda round to the house around 8 p.m. Now, around 8:30, I guess, is when Charles went missing. So that makes Linda very suspicious, especially now that we know a bit more about what she was reading into. I want to read the one about this. Metempsychosis, from the Greek meta expressing change in psyche, refers to the philosophical idea of transmigration of the soul at the time of death. That is to say, the reincarnation of a soul in another human or animal. It's thought to have originated with Orpheus in the 6th century. Orpheus proclaimed that the body and soul were two separate entities chained together in life. Upon death, the bond was dissolved, and the divine soul was freed from its corporeal... I never had to say that word. Prison. Corporeal. Don't know. However, until the soul obtained absolute purity, it was fated to continue the cycle of reincarnation. Deeds done in life would affect the soul's purity and determine how much longer its spiritual journey would go on before ascending to heaven. The theory postulates that the soul of a human or animal will be transferred to another living being. Some characteristics of personality traits of the soul are usually preserved throughout reincarnations, for example, eye colour or an affinity towards a particular person or item. Could it be that the toy bunny was Alexander's toy, and she gave the toy to see if Charles would like it, hence tying into that? There is some debate regarding the exact nature of the transferal of souls, but it's generally accepted that a human soul will transfer to an animal which is already alive. A soul belonging to an animal or a human transferred to a human will enter a body at birth, and not one which is already alive. Therefore, it can be useful to confirm a suspected reincarnation if the date of death and birth of the old and new bodies is the same. So was Charles Harris born on the day that Alexander Walker died? Possible. One popular believed case of metempsychosis comes from medieval Germany, where two feuding families both met their ends. The last of one line was suspected of setting the other's stables on fire, during which the other perished. Soon after, a white horse took up residence at the surviving family's estate. While outriding, the estate caught fire, and the horse and rider ran into the flames, killing both. That's dark. It is said that the horse was the reincarnation of the murdered heir, come back to seek revenge on his killer. Okay, well, we have a theory, and it seems to be adding up so
I'll be going
far.
now.
May the spirits guide you to that which you seek.
I hope they do. So, perhaps we go back and ask her now about Linda.
Hello again, Mr. Ford.
Hello again. I've got some more questions for you potentially, but I'm not sure
I have
yet.
some questions for you, Mrs. Davis.
All right.
We do. Visits with Linda.
Mrs. Davis, have you ever had Linda visit you at the Harris Manor?
Oh, no, of course not.
Lies.
Then would you care to explain your note to her in the Spectre Society Guestbook?
Please, Mr. Fordham, I didn't mean to lie to you. It's just that it gets so lonely by myself in the house at night. So every now and then, I invite Linda to come over for tea and some company.
I see. And when was the last time this happened?
2 nights ago? Please don't tell Mr. and Mrs. Harris, Mr. Fordham. If they found out what I was doing, they'd have me dismissed without a reference.
I won't. I'd very much like to speak with Mrs. Walker. Do you have any idea where I can find her?
All I know is that she works as a seamstress at a shop in Lyon, but I don't know the name. I'm sorry, I can't be of any more help than that.
Well, it's more than she told us originally, isn't it?
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Davis.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Maybe Upton will know a bit about this. Okay, so track down Linda Walker, speak with Arthur Devins at the Harris Construction Yard. We've got to do that at some point. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's go back to the coffee shop and see if Upton knows anything about this seamstress's place.
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm listening.
Okay, other case. Review case. Huh? Herself.
How's work going?
Hectic as usual. Crime in this city seems to be getting worse and worse every day.
I suppose that's the price of progress.
God help us if they ever actually discover that ethericity stuff then. Things between you and Adelaide getting any better?
I'm really not sure. They haven't gotten worse, but things haven't been the same between us since Bill died.
Well, you need to figure things out, or everything is just going to explode in your face one of these days.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Upton.
I'm merely speaking from experience. If I'd seen the warning signs with Harold sooner, it would have saved me quite the headache. At least your marriage seems like it's still worth saving.
Yeah. So, what's other case?
What's the other case you mentioned? The one you said was a higher priority.
Well, it seems we might have a mass murderer on
Oh,
our hands.
God.
You
Okay.
don't say.
That's right. I didn't say because I shouldn't say. But so far, we've had 3 murders with a very similar MO in the past 2 months. Snelling
Interesting.
is trying his hardest to keep it under wraps since the newspapers already caught wind of the first 2.
I don't envy the department there. I'm happy to stick with the missing persons and domestic disputes.
Okay, so she's working on something else, which
That's it, I
involves
think.
Then you better
potential
get back to it.
serial killer or mass murderer, which is, you know, hopefully maybe it's something to do with the garden thing, the gardener's shop or the flower shop at the beginning, maybe. I tell you what, let's go then to the Harris Construction Yard, and we'll see what's going on here.
And
Murder.
so we say to Harris and his cronies, no, we will not stand for this.
Well, someone certainly wasn't shy about making their opinion known.
Okay.
Too many have died.
Now that is an impressive piece of machinery.
Right. Trespassers will be prosecuted.
But the way this gate is set up, I think trespassers should get an award for being able to breach the fortress. Elect Hart Leroy, the man of the people. I think that's preaching to the choir around here.
Okay, well, I tell you what, guys.
The time has come to reject steam machines. They take our jobs, they take our families, they take our lives.
I suddenly remembered a joke. What's the difference between the HMS Lenore and Chief Snelling? One is a greatly disliked and untrustworthy sack of hot air, and the other is the HMS Lenore.
We won't stand for this injustice any longer.
Alright then, guys. Well, we'll leave it there for this one. We'll talk to this protest leader and everything in the next one. See what's going on. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne, Nate, Terminally Nerdy, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle and Barry Aldridge for all the support. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all next time.